Of the day. The Niners, look at the starters that they could potentially be missing. Brock Purdy got back soreness. Javon Hargrave is out for season. Christian McCaffrey, he's not even in the country right now. He's in Germany visiting a specialist. George Kittle got a hammy. Deebo Samuel got a calf. Bad, bad, bad. I said this, Coleman, bring us on camera, please. Bring us on camera, please. I said yesterday, literally at this time, I wasn't panicked about the Niners, not at all. I'm panicked, code red, it's time to worry, it's time to freak out because of Purdy's soreness, because of Hargrave being out, and because Christian McCaffrey is not in the country. Now I'm panicked. This season is far too reminiscent of that 2020 Niners season. Remember 19, they went to the Super Bowl. They lost to the Chiefs. Shady McCoy was on the Chiefs sideline. 2023, they went to the Super Bowl. They lost to the Chiefs. 2020, after losing to the Chiefs, everybody gets hurt. The Niners, I believe, go 6-10. 2024, after losing to the Chiefs, everybody's starting to get hurt. The Niners are 1-2. The Niners are the Niners. They have so much equity with me that I really can't trip out until week 10, week 11. But as it stands right now, James, I'm starting to have them little night sweats, if you will. I'm waking up like, oh, God, is this 2020 again? That's how I'm feeling.
No doubt. And I said it yesterday. I was panicked yesterday.
Yeah, you were.
I said that because the only thing that can stop the 49ers from getting back to that game, in my humble opinion, is injuries. And every week it's another injury. And not only that, the dudes that are injured are always injured. When you talk about the Debos and the McCaffreys and the Kittles, like they always are injured. So for me, if you can't put the quality of the football team on the football field, I am worried. And then on top of that, you can't put the quality out there. The Rams can't put the quality out there because they banged up and they beat y'all. So my thing is now you're showing me that you can't really overcome this with these dudes not being on the football field. You can't overcome your injuries. And that is a time to panic for the San Francisco 49ers. And if those dudes do not get back in the lineup, it's panic, panic, panic time for the Niners.
I was a little bit panicked yesterday, but I believed in the scheme of Kyle Shanahan was the reason why they were. But I had an undercover op agent. Let's show the picture. In the airport in Munich, Germany. And when I saw this picture sent to me.
Wait, somebody sent you that for real?
Yeah, Doc, I got people everywhere. And I saw this and I said, is that Christian McCaffrey? And I looked harder at it.
Is it?
I go, it is. That is Christian McCaffrey. Not only Christian McCaffrey, you got Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Travarius Ward, Nick Bosa with the rib. You can sustain those things, back soreness for Purdy. You can sustain those if they don't affect the way you play the game. All those guys are star players. They affect the way you play the game. The earliest you're going to have all those guys back, the earliest, and I'm not even talking about CMC because that picture just screams out for the whole year if you're having to go get on a plane across the world to see a specialist for your Achilles. The earliest all those guys can return is week 7 or 8. Can they hold on long enough? Can Brock Purdy carry the load? Can Jordan Mason carry the 49ers to victory? Juwan Jennings is the only one showing up at the receiver room. Brandon Ayuk, we didn't even talk about him. He's not 100% because he held out. We didn't even talk about Trent Williams. Gimpy missed a couple plays, too. So it just looks like they're showing they're the 5th oldest team right now in the NFL. And they're showing that. But at what point? I know we got to move the ball. You talked about it, and I talked. At what point is this on the strength coach? At what point do we, all these injuries, because I've been a part of the Chargers team that has been decimated by injuries. At some point, you start looking around like, is this just weird? Is this just like by chance that this is happening? Like, at some point, you got to look at that strength program. I know you're with me because we talked about it. I'm not saying it's the reason, but with all these guys out, you got to start talking about it.
Some of these injuries is combative, though. Debo.
I just remember in 2013 in Philly, we had like 5 ACLs in camp. Remember when Mac tore his ACL? And I was just like, what they got going on here? It's way too many ACLs.
It's talked about in the at least the teams I've been
on. But I don't want to get distracted because that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is it officially time to panic for the Niners?
No, right? I don't think so. I think eventually we're going to see Brandon Ayuk come back. We know he's a really good player. It takes some time from camp. I understand that. But let's look at who they got coming up, though. They got the Patriots.
I was about to say that.
How good you feel about the Patriots?
W.
Not great.
They should win that game. The Cardinals, right? You always beat on them. They have the Cardinals coming up. And then at Seattle,
that'll be a tough one.
what they beat on Seattle majority of the time, they're going to be fine. I think Brandon Ayuk makes a big difference. He's dropping balls that he normally catches. And then Juwan Jennings, one thing about when guys get injured, it's a blessing and a curse because now we want our best players out there. But we see guys that we didn't think that was that good because they get the opportunities. Now they are. You see what he's doing with it. So I do think they'll be caught. And then running the ball. I know Chris McCaffrey is the best running back in football. I get that. Well, maybe him and Saquon, however you want to. Anyway. But Kyle Shanahan, for all these years, him and his pops, one thing they can do good at is run that ball. So they're gonna be solid. They're gonna be solid.
They got no other choice than to be solid. Well, who's been more than solid? The surprise of the NFL this season, the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, it's time to talk about the Vikings. They beat down the Niners. They beat down the Texans. Are they officially the NFC elite? Are they the standard in the NFC? The Vikings. Yeah, people, we go in there. Raps. Okay, let's get to the Cowboys because Derrick Henry went off last week for the first time in franchise history. The Cowboys have allowed 7 rushing touchdowns in 2 weeks. Only 31 pass attempts in the last 2 weeks. That's literally an insane stat. Michael Parsons said after the latest blowout, right now, we're low as bleep. Oh, Lord. Y'all can fill in the bleep. James Jones, have the Cowboys officially hit rock bottom?
Yes, they have. But that's all good. They have hit rock bottom. They have been weak out there on the football field the last 2 weeks, right? Last in rush defense, right? 30th in scoring defense. That's dang near last, right? Offensively, their offensive rankings look good because a lot of it come in garbage time. So under Coach Mike McCarthy, this is the worst that they have been. They are 1-2. This is the worst that they have been and they have played. They have hit rock bottom. But that's okay. Find out who you are now. All right? All the other seasons, the season started off well. We was talking about the Cowboys like they was going to the Super Bowl and they ain't been there in 30-plus years. That's how we was talking about them. Now you got a little adversity early, all right? Find out who you are. Figure out the stuff you need to figure out. The blessing, right? God always answers prayers. Oh, Lord. Because the blessing is you play Thursday against the New York Football Giants. That's the blessing.
That's a blessing?
That's the blessing.
Yo, real
They
talk.
beat the Commanders.
Yo,
Man, stop
look at me real quick.
Stop it.
Look at me real quick.
Yes.
They not gonna beat the Giants.
Oh, I will bet you on that.
Do it.
Oh, Giants are still rolling right now.
1,000?
Wait, hold on. Are they at home?
It don't matter where they at.
New York. Andy,
They could
confirm
be
where
in
that game
They could be in
is.
London.
Bet it.
Oh, London.
It's a bet.
I need a shake.
Whatever you want to bet. I don't care what it is. You know what I mean?
I need a shake.
What's going on.
I'm
Come
up,
on,
so.
come on.
It don't matter to me.
Giants
Giants
are
are
at home.
home.
Another $1,000 bet here in the
Okay,
facility.
Giants are home.
Y'all can side bet.
Oh, Lord, I can't believe you bet that.
And yo, I know you don't want to bet when they play the Eagles, right? That's dead, right?
I'm talking this week.
This could be your third loss
I'm talking this week.
I don't
in
know.
3 weeks.
They're not
if you
really.
lose.
They're not really like broken, but man, they bank account looking real empty though, dog. They might have to sell some furniture to get it.
Is it rock bottom?
I can't say it's rock bottom because it's still early. What are they, 1 and 2?
1 and 2.
Right? And they still got a solid quarterback, still got some playmakers on the defense. They got CeeDee Lamb. But I will say this, though, man. When you playing this game in this league, this is not basketball, it's not baseball, this is a physical game, right? And there's a part of X's and O's, there's a part of out-scheming, right? There's a part of talent, but there's another part that's a big part. It's about who's the most dominant and most physical person. Like, in football, I get paid to beat on you, and you get paid to beat on me. Pause, pause, pause. The thing is, though, we keep watching the Cowboys get out physical, get out outplayed, the toughness part. And I'm like, I always thought they was a tough team with a lot of talent. I don't know how tough they are. Because that Ravens team, yeah, they remember up and down, but they came in there with a mentality of, yo, we are going to be the more aggressive and physical team. And they were. That's how the game went. Every time I see them lose, it goes like that. If you can't stop the run, Andy Reid always say this. When I watch the identity of a team, I look at how they block an extra point and how they stop the run and how they run the ball. They don't run the ball well, and they can't stop the run. Who are you really gonna beat like that? Because now my quarterback, James Jones, is not that good. But we don't need him to be good. We're gonna run this ball. You're gonna emphasize the run, and now when you come up, you're gonna throw the ball. So my thing is like, you don't have to be great to beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They're gonna beat themselves.
If they lose this game, it's gonna be some changes in that building.
Forget the change. I need my money. I need that
You're gonna
change.
be out of money. That's
You
all I care
know,
about.
Dak has won 12 straight versus the Giants.
I do know that.
By the way.
I do know that.
So James
do
is
know that.
betting $1,000 on
Oh,
Dak's
Lord.
streak of 12 consecutive wins versus the Giants being broken.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they've hit rock bottom. Rock bottom will be 0-3. But they're getting really close to hitting rock bottom. Look, I was with the Chiefs in 2015. We started 1-5. We won our next 10 games. There's still hope out there. The difference between the Chiefs and the Cowboys, the Chiefs have